Showgirl Tip of the day. She's gonna help you find your own way. Showgirl Tip of the day. All you gotta do is just Showgirl Tip of the day.
The conversation we had last week with Callie Ann Johnson continues with Christy Dubrow this week. We are promoting a healthy lifestyle. I am not a medical professional. I am a showgirl. Just take from this convo what you will and know that it is intended in the best of spirits and with love. Thank you. So we're having this conversation about body image, health, being a healthy weight, which does not mean the same size for everybody. So for a very long time, there was this unspoken rule that if you wanted to be a performer, you had to be a certain weight. That has changed a little bit because so many people were starving themselves to try to fit that mold. And it just, one size definitely does not fit all. There's a difference between being thin and being healthy. Can you be thin and be healthy? Yeah. But some people are just built differently, in my opinion. And if you come from a family that is tall and not a size 0, you're just not going to be able to force yourself to be quote unquote skinny. And when I was in college, we had a lot of lectures about, being the right weight. I remember when I did lose a lot of weight my junior year, the teachers were all so pleased with me and were complimentary. And I don't know. I think I really fell into the trap of believing that that was the right way to be. And it's a shame almost, because there's not one way to look and to be, and everybody has a Broadway body. Every body is a Broadway body. And I'm here to tell you that we all want to live as long as we can. And if you starve yourself, you are hurting yourself. And I don't want anybody to feel just malnourished and not healthy. Right now, I'm talking with my good friend, former student, but we've had so much more happen after graduation from school. We've worked together many times. This is Christy Dubrow. Christy is the creator, director, and performer in the Now Spinning series, which is such a cool concept. She'll take an album. We did Joni Mitchell's Blue. What are some of the other albums you've done?
We've done Adele 21. We have done Ingrid Michaelson's Be Okay virtually during the pandemic, which we might be revamping in 2023. And most recently, we did John Mayer's Continuum album.
Oh my, I'm sorry I missed that one. I was playing that album yesterday. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
It's such a good one. I know, but you were busy, being the showgirl.
So Christy has different performers and sings through the album live in the order in which the songs appear on the album. And I think that is such a brilliant concept. I loved being part of Blue. I think I cannot wait for the next one. And hopefully now that we're back to performing and everything, what a crazy couple of years, huh?
Yeah, wild. I mean, we were just getting the ball rolling, back in 2018, I think. And then we were really getting traction and picking up shows in 2019. And then away it went. And everyone,
Boom.
I remember you included, everyone in our circle of people who were live performers thought, now what?
Yeah, I know. So we're going to talk about something, and I just interviewed a friend, Callie Johnson. Callie's in recovery for an eating disorder, and I wanted to talk to you about a post I saw on Instagram that you made. Someone said a mean comment about you. And first of all, to the listener, if you don't know Christy, look her up on Instagram, Christy Dubrow. You're gorgeous. You're perfect, stunning, singer, dancer, actor, working. You're about to go and do White Christmas. I want to talk about this because I want to bring awareness to the things that people say can hurt other people And also, nobody has the right to comment on someone else's body. Can you explain just a little bit about what happened and how, and your story a little bit too, because I think you have very important things to share.
Absolutely. So, ununique to me as a woman in the performing art, many of us have at some point come into contact with body image issues or body dysmorphia, eating disorders. And I have struggled with that maybe getting close to 20 years, I'd say. My first real run-in with that was about 14. I want to say I probably really got to the point of like, I can't keep playing this game around 25. And I really started to try and switch my mental perception and the things that people say and how that affects you, and tried to step away from the ideology that we have to make ourselves smaller and able to be appreciated in this business. So throughout that time, obviously there's been comments made here and there by casting directors, artistic directors, teachers, etc. Right? It runs the gamut. And then just men in general who think they're entitled to say anything about a woman just because she's in front of them. But that's another story. The other day, it came to my attention that someone who I employed for one of these shows more than once had made comment about me being too large. And not only too large just in general, but apparently too large for me to be attractive, which doesn't really relate to the job that they were hired to do. And I found just outrageous to say, even if you think it, just outrageous to say about someone who employs you and to people that it would ultimately get back to.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I would love for you to become the biggest producer. Then you'd be like, remember that time? Remember that time? But even today, you hired this person. Just keep your mouth shut. Like, how dumb are you? Because now all of your circle is going to like never recommend this person for a job. And it's like, words hurt. Words can help or words can hurt. And just like be smart about the things that you say, because we all are in the same city. We're in the same group. We all know each other. It gets around. It gets around.
It gets smaller as the years go on. You know, we've both learned that like the longer you stay in this business, it gets tighter and interwoven. Everybody is 6 degrees from everybody else, if not shorter than that. Their karma is their own. I respectfully told them that from what I heard, I will not be moving forward with them.
Oh, good. You confronted the person.
Oh,
What did they say?
I did. They were quick to deny it, but the person who told it to me, I believe to be a reliable source and wouldn't have just said that to say it. Ultimately, you know, in terms of going back to the body image things, it doesn't actually really matter who's telling the truth at this point, because someone knew that saying those words were a weapon regardless. So it almost doesn't matter who said it. It still got back to me. And I think, unfortunately, anyone who suffers from any compulsion, right, you're always a slip away from falling back into bad patterns and those behaviors. Yeah. And it's sort of like your body that carries all of these comments that have been said to you throughout the years is sort of like a bell, right? And the next time someone says something and they strike you, it reverberates. And then the echoes of all the other comments that you've heard over the years echo with it. Whoever decided that they wanted to say that to me knew what they were doing. And then at that point, it's too late, because then you're hearing all the other comments that you've heard over the years, and the battle with yourself and with that compulsion that you have begins again.
Yeah. We're all just trying to get our work out there and to create work. And we don't need anything that's going to stop it or halt it or make make us feel bad about ourselves. So I just
Yeah.
want, the reason I'm doing this episode is because I want everyone to have a little bit of compassion, especially as we go into the holiday season and people are gathering again. Please don't comment on anyone's bodies. Skinny does not equal good, right? But,
Mhm.
I can only control myself and I can only control what I say and do. So I'm just reminding myself to be kind, be thoughtful. That's really it. And a lot of shame that people carry with body image. What I think is so extraordinary are these bodies that we have that can enable us to do what we do. They're powerful, they're strong. We are amazing. Human beings are amazing creatures. We heal. You get a cut on your arm and it heals up. You break a bone and it heals up. Certain things like words can really hurt someone past the point of it can make a scar, is what I'm trying to say. And I know you very well and I adore you. And I just want you to feel good about yourself. And I hope you do. And I hope that you don't take that Nutty Buddy's words to heart, because it's not right. Like,
no, thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
And listen, I appreciate your kind words so much. And so many people, immediately came outright when I posted that and, showered me with love. And I think that that's the best that anyone can ask for when you have situations like that. And I am so acutely aware that we all as women, especially if you choose to be in this business, almost go in knowing that you're putting yourself under the microscope for people to make judgments on what you look like in general, not even just your size. I think we're slowly trying to get out of that. I had a friend who is a female casting director and she did message me privately and she's like, look, I'm trying from the other side of the table to combat this. She's like, I went through it in my career. I know all of us have a story of some kind of a job being hung in the balance because of the way that we look that day, or if someone was prettier than us, even though we're more talented. And she's like, I'm moving the needle slowly. She's like, not as quick as anyone would like. She's like, but it is moving.
Yeah.
So there is hope. I think the best we can do is exactly what you said. Everyone can only control themselves. So to remember to be kind and compassionate as we go into the holidays, as we get back to in-person auditions where you are seeing people again and not just, comparing yourself or feeling bad that people are smaller than you, but you're going to see everyone of all different shapes and sizes. And that is okay. That is the inclusivity we've been fighting for the last 2 years. So we can't go back to the pre-pandemic, staring around the room and skulking out competition. We have to be happy that we're all there together and that we're all different. And that's what makes us beautiful. Just do your own work. Keep your eye on your own paper.
Well, thank you for coming on. Okay. And I adore you. Now spinning. So I'm going to have you back on when you have a show coming up. We can promote that. Okay, girl?
I would love that. I'm hoping for the beginning of 2023. So
let's do it.
Talk about it. Okay.
Let's do it.
Thank you so much for having me on.
I hope you found that conversation with Christy DeBro helpful or insightful. The last 2 weeks, we dove a little bit deep into food, toxic diet culture, the entertainment industry. Happy Thanksgiving. And remember, you don't have to earn your food. Eat well. Let's try to think of those who don't have as much as we have. Coming up next week, we kick off the holiday season. Oh boy, you know that I love Christmas. I have a song called Showgirl Christmas. You can listen to it on Spotify and iTunes. Next week, we have Kari Lane from Carnet Creative. She's returning. I'm excited to catch up with her. I love the fact that she's an entrepreneur and she works so hard. She inspired me to open Showgirl's Closet, which is my booth at the once-a-month vintage market in Winthrop, Maine. And I also sell online, Showgirl's Closet on Instagram. Check it out. Upcoming also in December, Zuri Foreman of the Foreman Art School. She's a former student of mine who decided to open a school while she pursues her goals as a performer. I hope you enjoy your week. The last 2 years have been extremely challenging. We're headed into 2023. The month of December for me is going to be a recap. I'm going to give you my favorite albums, my favorite shows. Let's get cozy this winter. Let's brainstorm. I've got some great goals for 2023 and I'll be sharing them with you. As always, find me on Instagram, drop me a message. Let me know how you enjoy the podcast. What you can do to help is leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. You can share this with your friends. Thank you all. The Showgirl Tip of the Day podcast has original music composed by Joshua Holloway. Find him on YouTube, Joshua Holloway Music. This podcast is written by Michelle Bruckner and edited by Michelle Bruckner and Joshua Holloway. Find me on Instagram, Showgirl Tip of Day. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again next week with a new episode.